Hello, amazing people. My name is Malebo Oljontsindi. I am a holistic wellness coach and accredited meditation practitioner and also an author of two amazing books called The Journey and Confessions. And welcome to my YouTube channel today. All right, I brought up these two books, guys, because the topic for today was inspired by these two books. These are the teachings that I have been teaching over the years. I started back into, actually, let's just say I really started in 2015. So I have been a coach for 5 years. Wow. I've been a coach for 5 years, and I've written books. I have spoken on radio, on television. I have been everywhere. Just Google Malebo Oljontsindi and you will find me, baby. So guys, I believe that we need to find ourselves, and I also created an online program called Finding You Online Coaching and Mentorship Program, because I believe that if you find yourself, you will know who you truly are. And when you find yourself, you will find your treasure. There is no way that you can find yourself and be broke. There is no way that you can find yourself and or know yourself and be in a very toxic relationship or marriage. If you find yourself, I believe that you will never settle for less in your life. And this is the topic for today. I want us to talk about knowing who you truly are. So guys, we are growing up, in an environment where we are told who we are. For instance, you grow up and your parents are giving you a name, Malebo, right? Or Maito, that is my first name. So your parents are giving you a name, and also they determine, because of their beliefs, because of the things that they have experienced, they determine the direction of your life. And so many people haven't been intentional about the direction of their lives. So they grew up, they were taught about this particular thing in their lives, and they went on and on, even though it's not working for them. Maybe it worked for your parents, but now it hasn't worked for you, and you keep on going with it just like that. You keep on going and going, and it's not working for you. And at the end of the day, you become unfulfilled in your journey called life, in this life. Or you are busy manifesting things that you don't want. For instance, toxic relationships, for instance, abusive marriages, and toxic work environments. You are not getting paid what you have to be paid because you were not taught who you truly are. Because you know what? For instance, my son has already had, or before he came into this world, had a script that was written by me and his father, and the script was determined by our experiences, but by what we think is good for him. But maybe the script is not entirely correct, is not entirely good for him. So he needs, on this journey of life, he needs to now find what is good for him, right? So with us, we don't do that. We just go with the information that we have been taught. So many people are holding on to religious beliefs that do not support them at this present moment, or are not working for them. So many people are holding on to cultural beliefs that are not working for them at this present moment, but because they have been taught that way. And I want to challenge you today to ask yourself, is the things that I believe in working for me? And if they are not working for you, you need to let them go, right? So I also believe that when now you go out of your shell, out of your religious belief, out of your tiny little cocoon, out of the things that you have been taught, to really go out and find who you are, that's when you're going to find a lot of amazing things about yourself. For instance, myself, I found out that actually I'm a fitness trainer. Nobody girl, nobody has told me that I am a fitness trainer. Nobody has actually encouraged me to find this thing. I went out of my comfort zone. I went out of my comfort zone to learn about meditation. As we all know that in the Black community, meditation is not something that is very popular. Meditation and yoga is not something that is very popular. But I went out of my comfort zone and I said, I want to learn about something that is speaking to my soul. And today I want to ask you, Are you learning things that are speaking to your soul, or are you holding on to things that are not working for you? So here's the thing, guys. A lot of people are complaining about relationships, are complaining about money and jobs. They are complaining about everything under the sun. And there are people who are not complaining about anything. Nope, they are not complaining about their lives. They're earning the money that they're supposed to be earning. They are doing the things that they want to do. They're really having a good time, you know. And you ask yourself, why is it that these people are doing this and I cannot do this? It's because those people went out of their way to find who they truly are. When you know yourself, guys, you will know what you want. Prior to the person that you are seeing in 2012, right? No, 2012 to 2014 was really my journey of self-discovery, and I was going all out to find who I was, because on the inside of me I wasn't happy. I was in toxic relationships. I was giving my all. I was trying everything. You know what they told you at home, or you know, the society who say, yo, yes, men are like this and this and that and that. I went on. I did all the things that the world said I should do. I couldn't even maintain a good relationship. I couldn't get a salary that I wanted. I couldn't be the person that I wanted to be. And I decided, let me go and look, and really look on the inside of me, the being, the spirit inside of me that God created. And I found out a lot of things about myself. And when I got to know who I am, right? You guys are seeing me now doing all these things. But when I tapped into that space, that was when I became this person. And prior to the self-discovery stages, prior to that, I would, you know, somebody could come to me and say, hey, you look beautiful. And I would be so happy that, oh, really, thank you so much, that somebody has recognized that I'm beautiful. Or maybe they tell me, you have a nice body. And I'm like, oh, thank you. You know, the world had to stop because somebody told me that I am something that I never knew I was. Right now, when somebody tells me that you are beautiful, I'm going to say thank you. But they are confirming that very same thing I know about myself. So it's not something that is like, oh, wow, you know, you have a great voice. To some people, especially when I do a voice note, guys, when I do a voice note, or when I do my videos and I'm talking, and a lot of people would be like, oh, wow, you have a nice voice. When I do meditation, a lot of people would be like, oh, wow, you have a nice voice. And it was not something outside of myself. It was not something that I didn't know. I knew. When they said that, they were confirming the person that I know I am, right? The voice that I know I have, right? So we are now, when you do not know yourself, every Tom, Dick, and Harry can come into your life and say, hi, you look beautiful, and you feel like you should undress yourself just because somebody told you that you're beautiful, and maybe somebody told you that you have a nice car, and it's as if you don't know the things that you have in your life. But when you know who you truly are, right, people will come and confirm inside of you the things that you already have seen within you. So I'm encouraging you guys, and I'm talking about this in especially in conversions, where I say understanding your creation, how you were created, and the being that God has, the power, not even the power that God has instilled in you. And so many people do not know this. They're thinking that, people like Oprah, yes, they can do that, but no, not me. But me, you, and Oprah have been created from the same material. Okay, we have been created from the image of God, from his image and also his likeness. And I want you to dig deeper within yourself to understand who you truly are. So many people, like I said on my previous video, we are manifesting things in our lives because we were not taught that we are co-creating with God. We are saying things about ourselves, not understanding that whatever that you speak, you are speaking it into existence. Now you get so surprised about the things that you are seeing in your life. But when you know yourself, you know that whatever word I speak about myself or another person, really it's going to come into existence. So you become observant of the things that you think about. You become observant of the things that you speak about. You become observant about your life, and also you become so intentional about creating the life that you want to live in. So why are you sitting there at home in a toxic relationship? You don't know when is your next meal and all of those things. If God has instilled so much power inside of you that you can use to create the life that you want, why? I am challenging you to go and find yourself. When you find yourself, guys, you're going to find your treasure. You're going to even attract the people that are supposed to be in your life. And I have already been saying this, that when I found myself, when I knew that this is the being that God created, my husband came back to me. And when I say coming back to me, I met my husband about 2000 and in 2000 and I think 2013 or 12, and by the time I was not in alignment. I was not in alignment with the true being that God has created, and I looked at him and I was like, no. And 2015, now after doing the work on the inside of me, I now understood who I am. I understood what I needed. Then my husband just, he showed up in my life, and 5 months later we were married. But can you believe that we have been knowing each other for all this time, right? We have been knowing each other for all this time, but only the time when he had also to do his work. And I don't want to talk about his journey because that's his journey. If he wants to tell people about it, if he's comfortable to tell people about it, then it's okay. But I'm talking about my journey, that I had to do the inner work of finding who I am, knowing who I am, knowing what is it that I want, and what I wanted then showed up in my physical world. So go home, baby. Go home and find who you are. Ask yourself, what is it that I believe about relationships? What is it that I believe about money? What is it that I believe about these things? And what made me believe about this thing? What encouraged me? What pushed me to believe this about the certain thing, right? And if you want to go deeper, again, I said, I do have books that I talk about this. I also have an online program that I talk about this. And also I have a group called Consciously Creating the Life That You Want on Facebook. So you can join the group. That's where I teach about you being conscious. And when you become awakened, and enlightened, then you become aware of the things that you are creating, and you will also find the things that you want in your life, right? I hope I'm making sense. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time, and same place. Don't forget to subscribe.